I poisoned my own mother. All because of a man, and trust me, what happened next will shock you. The rain had just started drizzling over the quiet streets of Lekki when Onyenai, a beautiful 23-year-old influencer, stormed out of her mother's mansion with her handbag swinging angrily by her side. Her mother, Mrs. Amoka Nwosu, one of the richest widows in Lagos, watched her from the upstairs balcony with a sigh. It had been 3 years since her husband died, 3 painful years of raising her 2 grown children alone, the outspoken Onyenai and her calm, well-mannered older brother, Nonso. But today, something strange was about to happen. As Onyenai walked down the road, trying to get a taxi, a black Toyota Camry slowed beside her. Inside was a handsome young man, tall, dark, well-shaved, with the kind of smile that could melt concrete. "Hi, excuse me. You dropped your bracelet," the stranger said, holding out a silver bracelet that had fallen from her wrist. Onyenai sized him up from head to toe, rolling her eyes. "I don't collect things from boys driving borrowed cars," she snapped. "I only deal with men who can take care of me. I want a sugar daddy, not a struggling youth." The young man's smile faded. He quietly placed the bracelet on the pavement and drove off without a word. Onyenai hissed, "Next time try your class." She picked the bracelet and continued walking, unaware that the man she just insulted would soon turn her world upside down. Later that evening, Mrs. Amoka dressed in a flowing blue gown, preparing to attend a charity gala. She stepped out of her mansion, and a familiar car pulled up. Yes, the same Toyota Camry, the same young man. He stepped out, now wearing a clean suit that made him look even more handsome. "Good evening, Ma," he said respectfully. "I'm Kelechi, your new foundation auditor. I was asked to personally drive you to the event." Mrs. Amoka smiled softly. He was polite, gentle, and there was something comforting about his presence. Onyenai came downstairs just then. When her eyes met his, her heart froze. "You again," she screamed. The bracelet in her hand dropped, her jaw opened in shock. Mrs. Amoka looked confused. "Kelechi, do you know my daughter?" He smiled carefully. "We met earlier today. But not in a good way." "Not in a good way?" Onyenai shouted. "Mommy, this boy, this ordinary boy, was disturbing me on the road. I told him I don't talk to small boys. Enough." Her mother snapped sharply. Kelechi lowered his gaze, but inside Mrs. Amoka's chest, her heart beat strangely. Something about him pulled her in. Through the night at the charity gala, Kelechi stayed by Mrs. Amoka's side, opening doors for her, guiding her, offering her water, whispering softly when she looked stressed. He wasn't like the older men she had dated since her husband died, men who wanted her money. He was different, calm, respectful, and he listened to her like she was the only person in the world. When he helped her down the stairs and their hands accidentally touched, electricity shot through her body. She gently pulled away. "Kelechi, thank you." And he smiled. That soft smile, "Anything for you, Ma." But the way he said "Ma," it didn't sound like what a worker says to his boss. It sounded deeper, dangerous, forbidden. Onyenai began noticing things. How her mother dressed differently whenever Kelechi was coming to the house, how she laughed at his jokes like she hadn't laughed in years, how Kelechi always looked at her mother with secret admiration. One evening, she stood behind the staircase and watched them from above. Mrs. Amoka had her hand on his arm as he explained something on her laptop. Their faces were too close, their voices too soft. Onyenai's chest tightened. She felt something she had never felt before, pure jealousy. "How dare he?" she whispered. "How dare Mommy like the boy who approached me first?" From that moment, a dark seed began to grow in her heart, a seed that would soon destroy everything. It was 11 p.m. Mrs. Amoka couldn't sleep. Her thoughts kept drifting to Kelechi. His smile, his voice, the way he called her mom with respect, yet made her feel like a woman again. She finally went downstairs to drink water, and she froze. Kelechi was in the living room, asleep on the couch, files scattered everywhere. He had come earlier to help Nonso with a financial report, but the young man had gone to bed and Kelechi stayed to finish the work. She walked toward him quietly. He looked so peaceful, so gentle, so heartbreakingly handsome. Her hand moved on its own, almost touching his face, but suddenly,